Hello out there, everybody. Manny here at Area 503. And I hope you all have been well since our last video. Today I've got some interesting UFO sightings for you guys, and I can't wait to get your opinion on them. So let's get started. Our first sighting takes place on May 30th, 2020. Check out these interesting red orb UFOs that this man filmed outside of his house. They seem to just appear out of nowhere and they're just hovering there. But what is it that they're doing there? It looks like the one on the left there is starting to wink out a little bit. Yep, there he goes, and he's gone. You know, that's kind of interesting. I've seen this kind of behavior before in parachute flares that are dropped at night. Sometimes they're in a line and other times they're dropped in pairs, but you just see them appear as if out of nowhere.
Okay, there's two more and they're in a different location.
Yep, kinda like that. The reason it appears that two more of these just pop up in a different location is because the aircraft was moving and it dropped two more of these flares. However, you can't see the aircraft, so it looks like these things are just appearing out of nowhere. But I'm guessing there's an aircraft out there somewhere that's dropping them. Unfortunately, I don't have the precise location of the incident, so I'm unable to check flight radar to confirm or deny that, but I wouldn't be surprised that if you did, you saw something there. These parachute flares descend at a rate of about 5 feet per second, which might seem fast, but at an altitude of a few thousand feet, it's really not all that fast, and that's why they appear to hover. There are several different versions of the parachute flare. Some of them have a burn time as long as 6 minutes, but it seems like the average is about 2 minutes. And so anytime that I see a UFO that just kind of appears, hovers there and disappears like that, I always have to think that it's some sort of parachute flare, especially when you see multiples of them appearing and disappearing in the same area, in about the same time frame. For example, the first UFO burned out after about 2 minutes, and if we go back to that second UFO, it looks like it might be starting to burn out now at about 2 minutes as well. What do you guys think? I gotta tell you guys, in my opinion, these really are some kind of parachute flare that was spotted at night. But I can really understand why somebody might think that these are UFOs, and in fact, they might be. I could be wrong. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. For now, let's go ahead and move along to our next sighting, which took place on May 22nd, 2020 over Avondale, Louisiana. Check out this extremely high, fast-moving UFO. Whoa, did you see that? What the hell is that? I wonder if it'll do it again. Let's take a better look at this thing. You know, my first thought was that this was a satellite because of its straight trajectory. But what is all this right here? Is that an ejection of some kind of material? I don't think so. It looks more like light to me. Is it a flash of light like a burst of a rocket? You know, I really don't think so because it doesn't last very long and most rockets fire for a few seconds at least. Or is this just some kind of flaring off of a satellite? A lot of these communication satellites have large antennas on them, and it's possible that when they swing around, they catch the sunlight and reflect it down at the viewer. I mean, that's always a possibility here. The only thing is, in most of those satellite flaring situations, the flare tends to last for a good 10 to 20 seconds. It's not just a real quick, brief flare like this one. Take a look at this footage that I found of an Iridium satellite, thanks to my buddy Rich over at the Gufon radio stream. He's the guy who told me to look for this kind of footage, and when I did, I had a feeling that that's what I was looking at here. So thanks for the tip, Rich. But what do you guys think? Do you think that that's some kind of satellite flare? Do you think it's a UFO? Do you think it's a top secret test project? Let me know in the comment section below. I can't wait to hear your opinions. But for now, let's go ahead and move along to our next sighting, which took place on May 10th, 2020 over Portland, Oregon. Hey, that's right, good old Stumptown, the City of Roses, Bridgetown, where the webbed-footed friends meet the spotted owl. I kind of like that place. It's where I live. And that's right. It seems like the UFOs don't mind about the coronavirus. They don't mind about protests and lockdowns. They're going to show up when and where they want to. Anyhow, a man writes that he and his wife were out walking their dog and they looked up to see a flying, shiny object above the very high, thin cloud cover. They were able to snap a couple pictures. Let's take a look at what they saw. Wow, that thing is so high up there, it's amazing that the witness even noticed it at all. Let me see if I can't zoom up on it and get a better look. You know I can. Well, that sure is interesting. What do you guys think it is? My initial reaction is that this is some sort of balloon of some kind, but with only 2 photos, it's extremely difficult to determine. In fact, it might even be a larger drone that's flying by at a pretty high altitude. Again, because we only have 2 frames of evidence, we get no sense of whether or not this object is moving, and in fact, the only thing that we can determine for sure is that something is there. Is it a balloon? A garbage bag? Some kind of drone? An aircraft maybe? Or a UFO? I don't know guys, but I wanted to show it to you because it looks awfully similar to some footage that was sent into the channel by a buddy of mine by the name of GutterGawker. I was on Gigi's LiveStream a few weeks back, so if you all missed it, go back and check it out. And while you're over there, head on over to the channel and check out his work. Anyhow, GutterGawker filmed this footage and he sent it in to me. Let's take a look at what he saw. There it is. It looks like he spotted something shiny flying overhead. And here in the video, you can actually see the object, and there's a few good seconds where it comes into good clear focus. But when I get a good zoom on it, it looks like you can see some kind of tumbling or rolling. This leads me to think that it might be some kind of bag or balloon again, just because of how it's moving in the wind. But honestly, you couldn't see any of that movement until I got a good zoom on this and was able to blow this footage up, and it's highly unlikely that you could see it with the naked eye either. What do you guys think it was that GutterGawker filmed? Let him know in the comments section below. I'm sure he'd love to hear from you. Well guys, for now, that's all I've got for UFO sightings. I can't wait to hear what you all think about them, so make your voice heard. I'd like to thank my Truth Troop, Mr. and Mrs. Bubbles, and Tony. If you would like to join the troopers, head on over to our Patreon page using the link in the video description below. And since you're down there, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get all of the latest notifications from Area 503. I'll catch y'all later.
As always, this has been Manny at Area 503, and I wish you all the best until we meet again. And I am out of here to continue my search for universal truth.
Planet, star, satellite, rocket launch. I'll find some UFOs. Airplane, drone, parachute flare, CGI, still no UFOs. Dot, shaky dot. There's a lot of distractions on the hunt for UFOs.